Close one app today that you know is stealing your time. Just one. Not forever, just today. And use the time it frees up to do one thing that is actually yours, something you've been putting off, something that connects to the person you are trying to become. Musashi didn't defeat 60 opponents by being gifted. He won by being present, fully, completely, ruthlessly present in every moment that mattered. You have that same capacity. The mind that built civilizations, wrote symphonies, and crossed oceans is the same mind sitting behind your eyes right now. The only question is whether you will protect it. If this video helped you see your battle more clearly, share it with one person who needs to hear it. Not for views, because Musashi also said, "A warrior who keeps wisdom to himself only wastes it." And if you want to go deeper, the next video is on how Musashi's morning practice can completely transform your first hour of the day. It's linked right here. I'll see you on the way.
The Book of Five Rings is structured around 5 elements: earth, water, fire, wind, and void. Each one represents a layer of strategy. Let me translate all 5 into your daily battle against distraction. Musashi says, understand where you stand before you move. In your life, this means be brutally honest about how distracted you actually are. Don't guess. Track it for one day. Count how many times you check your phone. Count how many minutes pass before you return to the thing you were doing. You cannot fight a war you haven't measured. Water takes the shape of its container, but it also cuts through rock over time. Musashi says, don't fight every distraction with brute force. You will lose. Instead, design your environment. Put the phone in another room. Turn off notifications. Let the architecture of your space guide your attention rather than fighting your own willpower every single minute. Musashi describes fire as sudden, decisive, overwhelming. In your work, when you sit down to do something, do it with total commitment. Not, I'll try to focus. No, full presence, full fire. Even 45 minutes of complete focus is more powerful than 3 hours of distracted effort. This is what research on deep work confirms, and what Musashi knew by instinct 400 years ago. In the Book of Five Rings, the Wind Scroll is about studying other schools, understanding how they think. In your battle with distraction, this means understand how the platforms work. They are not neutral. They are built to maximize your time on them. The red notification badge is not an accident. It was tested thousands of times to make you feel anxious until you click. When you understand the mechanism, you can begin to resist it. The final ring, the most powerful. Musashi calls the void the realm beyond technique, the place where true mastery lives. You cannot reach it without practicing silence, daily. Even 10 minutes of stillness, no phone, no music, no input, begins to rebuild the capacity for sustained attention. The void is not empty, it is full of your own clarity. It is where your best ideas live. It is where Musashi found his greatest victories, not on the battlefield, but in the quiet of his cave. I want to speak to you honestly for a moment. The world will not stop trying to take your attention. It will get worse before it gets better. More platforms, more content, more noise. The people who will build great things in the next decade, the ones who will write the books, start the companies, do the art, raise the families they actually want, will not be the most talented people. They will be the people who protected their attention when everyone else gave it away for free. Musashi lived by a code he called the way, not a destination, a daily practice. He woke up and chose every single day to give his full mind to the path he had chosen. He wrote near the end of his life, not comparing yourself to others, not competing for likes or views or approval, simply being more focused today than you were yesterday. That is the way. Here is what that looks like, practically. Start your morning without your phone, just for 30 minutes. Give those first moments of your day to your own mind, not to the world's agenda. Protect one block of time each day, even 1 hour, where you do your most important work in total silence. And at the end of each day, ask yourself one question. Did I give my real attention to what actually matters to me, or did I let it be taken? That question alone will change you. Because Musashi knew that a warrior who asks the right questions, who sees himself clearly, cannot be defeated for long. 400 years ago, Musashi was warning us about something that would not arrive for centuries. He could not have known about social media. He could not have known about notifications. He could not have known about the infinite scroll. But he understood the nature of the human mind, and he understood its greatest weakness. Not laziness, fragmented attention. The average person in 2024 spends over 6 hours a day on a screen. Studies show we pick up our phone more than 150 times every single day. We check notifications before we've even gotten out of bed. And yet, we call ourselves lazy. No, lazy people don't do anything. But you're doing something constantly. You are consuming, scrolling, clicking, reacting, replying. The problem is not that you're doing too little. The problem is that your energy is being stolen from you, piece by piece, before you ever get a chance to do what matters. There is a difference between rest and distraction. Rest restores you. A walk, a nap, sitting quietly. These give your mind space to breathe, to process, to recover. Distraction exhausts you while disguising itself as rest. You scroll for an hour and you don't feel refreshed. You feel drained, irritable, and further behind than when you started. But you couldn't stop because distraction is not a neutral choice. Distraction has been engineered. Your mind is not broken. Your willpower is not the problem. You are fighting against billion-dollar systems designed by the smartest engineers in the world, whose only purpose is to capture your attention and keep it. You're not lazy, you're under attack. And Musashi would tell you, when you are under attack, the first thing you must do is recognize that a battle is happening. When was the last time you sat down to do something important? Something that actually mattered to you, and you couldn't do it? Not because you didn't know how, not because you were sick, not because life got in the way, but because you just opened your phone instead. We've been told for years that the problem is laziness, that if you can't focus, if you can't finish things, if you keep procrastinating, it means there's something weak inside you, that you just don't want it enough. That is a lie. The real war being fought right now, in your mind, in my mind, in the mind of every person watching this, is not a war against laziness. It is a war against distraction. And one of history's greatest warriors understood this truth 400 years before the smartphone was invented. His name was Miyamoto Musashi. And what he learned in the silence of his sword training is exactly what we need to survive today. Miyamoto Musashi was born in 1584 in Japan. By the time he was 30 years old, he had fought in over 60 sword duels and survived every single one. But here is what most people don't know about him. He wasn't the fastest, he wasn't the strongest, he wasn't from a famous dojo or a powerful family. What made Musashi undefeatable was his mind. In his masterpiece, The Book of Five Rings, written in a cave during the last years of his life, Musashi writes, "All battles are spiritual." He was not just talking about swordsmanship, he was talking about strategy, about how you see the world, about how you control attention. Because Musashi believed, and he was right, that most battles are not lost with the body, they are lost with the mind. A warrior who is distracted, divided, scattered inside himself, he is already defeated before the duel begins.
Only a man who knows he is chosen doesn't beg for opportunities, and a person who knows they are enough doesn't chase love. So what should you do? Stop chasing. But don't misunderstand this. This doesn't mean sit at home and do nothing. It means stop acting from desperation. Instead, move with certainty. Apply for the job, but not because you're afraid. Do it because you know you bring value. Build your life, not because you feel empty, but because you already see yourself as complete. That shift changes everything, because life doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to who you believe you are. So starting today, walk like it's already yours. Think like it's already done. Feel like it's already real. And then take action from that place. Because the truth is, you were never meant to chase life. You were meant to align with it. You've been lied to your entire life. They told you that you have to struggle, that you have to chase, that you have to beg life to give you something. But let me ask you something. Why would you chase something that was already meant for you? Right now, millions of people are waking up stressed, searching for jobs, searching for money, searching for validation. And the more they search, the more they feel like they don't have it. Because the moment you start chasing, you confirm one thing, I lack. And what you believe, you create more of. This is what thinkers like Neville Goddard try to teach. That your outer world is just a reflection of your inner state. So if you feel broke, you'll see more reasons to feel broke. If you feel unworthy, you'll attract situations that prove it. But here's where everything changes. The key was never in the search, it was in the knowing. A man who knows he is wealthy moves differently.